David, you had a chance to talk with Tree of Life Rabbi Jeffrey Myers about the day that shook our city.
I did, Lisa. It's been 2 years, of course, 2 years since a heavily armed man filled with hate burst into the sanctuary there during the Shabbat morning services and took 11 lives simply because they were Jewish. 2 years for the survivors and families and the congregations and the rabbi who was there when it happened to try to heal and come to terms with this terrible tragedy. I began the interview by asking Rabbi Myers if it seems like it's been 2 years.
Sometimes it seems like it was yesterday. Sometimes it seems like it's been 10 years, if not longer.
He says he feels like he could answer that question differently almost every day. He told me because of the pandemic, this past year has been for him and his congregation a re-traumatization because Tree of Life has now been displaced a second time.
There was no playbook to be a rabbi of a congregation that's had a massacre. There was no real playbook for working through a pandemic.
I asked him how often he thinks about that terrible day.
Every minute of every single day. The reminders are there every single day, not just merely because I'm in my home and there are reminders in my home, but when you drive around town, you see the stronger than H signs on people's lawns and in the businesses. I appreciate that. I know what they mean by that. Or you can see from my background, the Tree of Life. I drive by it, it's going to remind me.
Before 1027, Myers wondered why God sent him to Pittsburgh. He'd never been here. Why to Tree of Life?
After 1027, I came to understand God had a mission for me, which was to help the congregation heal through this, to rebuild. My God's the one I turned to after 1027, pleading to give me comfort, to help sustain me, to give me hope, to help direct me to say and do the right things.
Rabbi Myers told me he's excited for what he believes will be a bright future for his congregation, and he's anticipating a wow moment when the building plans for the new Tree of Life are unveiled.
Not wow because of any architectural elements, although I would hope people would say it's beautiful. The wow moment would be, look what happened to them and look what they created. That wow moment to say Tree of Life has been here 156 years. I want Tree of Life to be here another 156 years.